What's up, my dudes? Track editor update for Supercross 3. And the reason why I don't say track editor DLC is because it definitely shouldn't be DLC. At least not paid DLC. You understand what I'm saying? That's the worst way they could ever go about doing any sort of like adding more to their track editor in one of these games. You certainly, whatever you do, don't make it, like a paid DLC. Only certain people are getting certain track module pieces, and only these other people can play on these tracks but can't play on those other tracks. You never, ever want to do that, Milestone. I'm just telling you right now. I know I kind of saw a little picture of you had posted like your DLC plans or whatever, and I saw a little track editor DLC, some shit in there. Just saying, you need to be real careful about that because you will get in a pickle real quick. Whole Scott on that real shit, you know what I'm saying, dog? It never works for these AAA motocross games to start doing these little like microtransaction style DLC vibe stuff. It just never really works, dude. It never works for these AAA games. It works for some of those free-to-play games, but not really the AAA games, dude. I'm telling you, other than like Fortnite or some bullshit, but most of the time, it just backfires right in their face. But I just wanted to come here and talk about a couple little things with the track editor, what they could add to it, some things it could use, some things it really needs, stuff like that. I do think we're going to be seeing some sort of a track editor DLC update, some kind of shit at some point for this game. So I do think that is going to happen, just from what I've seen so far. And it's always tricky with these milestone games because it's like, there's two different ways to look at it. On one side, it's like, thank God there even is a track editor. And then on the other side, it's like, oh my God, this track editor could be so much better than what it is right now and have so many more things to it. You know what I mean? That's kind of the two different ways to look at it. And one gigantic thing that I really don't know why they haven't done this yet, and I sort of just like expected this to be in the first game's track editor. Why can't we make a track inside of the Daytona infield? Why can't we make our own custom tracks on the Daytona infield? Like our own little Daytona custom tracks. Why can't we do that, Milestone? Here we are, Supercross 3. You would think in an official Supercross game, the fact that you can go in there and make your custom track inside a big stadium, small stadium, outdoor, like open stadium, in a stadium, like closed stadium, you know what I mean? You can do all the different kind of like standard stadiums. You would think, you would just only imagine that you would be able to make a custom track in the Daytona infield. You would just think that would like be a possibility at the very least. Honestly, at this point, I figured they'd be allowing us to make custom Supercross tracks like completely outdoor, like the little like little test Supercross tracks. They're completely outdoors in the compound area, like a Supercross like KTM test track or Yamaha test track or whatever. I honestly imagined at this point we would already be able to make Supercross tracks completely outdoors and not be forced to make it inside of a stadium. But at the very least, you would expect to at least be able to make a Supercross track in the Daytona infield. But not only that, I think they could make a track editor update or DLC or whatever that is like a Daytona track editor pack of some sort, you know what I mean? That's like and I don't think you should have to pay for it, but Milestone will probably have to end up paying extra for it or whatever, but they could allow you to make any sort of custom track in the Daytona infield, but not only that, give you more like Daytona style specific module pieces. So like, how Daytona just always has some different style jumps in it, more like some tabletop-y, hybrid-y, roughness style, track module pieces, maybe some like rut in the corner module pieces, like pre-made inside rut module pieces. And you would, if you downloaded this update or bought this DLC or whatever, you would not only be able to use all of those new like Daytona module pieces on your Daytona infield track, but also be able to use it on any other custom track in any other stadium. You wouldn't want to just limit it to only being able to use it in your in the infield Daytona custom track area, you know what I mean? You'd want to be able to use it anywhere. So certainly think they could do a lot with that in that sort of category. And then also just be able to go in there and make a normal Supercross track. Not even have to make it like a quote-unquote Daytona track. Just be able to make a normal Supercross track in the Daytona infield. That'd give a lot more variation to the game, a lot more replayability. You know, you could kind of interchange each individual thing, but like, you know, that whole little mogul section on this track that I went through over there, there's not even a module piece in this game's track editor to even remotely really resemble that. I mean, they have like whoop module pieces, and then they have like the half whoop module pieces, but still you can't really capture like these little rollers that are kind of off-kilter rollers, or like these little bitty roller, like sand rollers right here, or the mogul sections. You know, all those kind of sections, you just can't really seem to capture that with the current track editor modules in the game right now. You just can't really get that sort of vibe going. So I think this is something they could definitely do. Allow you to make a track inside the a Daytona infield, right? And you'd be able to make a lot longer areas. You might be able to make a sure enough like straight rhythm track in that sense. You can see this super long straight section right here. It would just open up the doors for the possibilities in the track editor. You know, having more of that roughness, pre-made rut module pieces, stuff like that. I think it'd be big for the game. But yeah, other than that, I don't really think you're going to get the ability to make your custom track completely outdoors, like a training outdoor SX track until they get to Supercross 4. I really don't think you're going to be able to do that until like Supercross 4, but they've needed that too forever. You know, being able to like go in there and have your outdoor training Supercross track, be able to have like, you know, different lighting effects, potentially different skyboxes, being able to like put different objects in different places, right? These are all those kind of things we've wanted. And going from like the first Supercross game to the second Supercross game to the third Supercross game, the track editor really hasn't advanced all that much, dog. I mean, it's been pretty piss poor improvements when you really think about it. Like, they just haven't really done a whole lot with it, man. I'm telling you. So I'm just really, I think we all at this point want like being able to really go in there and make red clay dirt sections. You know, being able to make like motocross module pieces on your Supercross track so that you can start making hybrid tracks and roughness pieces and rut pieces and all this other kind of stuff. That's what we all want, Milestone. I mean, you know, kind of how you have that inside rut on Vegas in this game. We want module pieces like that, dog. That's what we want. So either way, and then eventually, you know, you want them to get to the point to where it's not even module pieces anymore. It's literally like you're raising and lowering terrain like a MX Simulator or Reflex track editor. So then you can really make whatever the hell you want. Eventually, they're going to get to that point, but that's far down the line, like Supercross 6 or 7 or some shit, you know, Supercross 69. I don't know if we'll ever get that, but yeah, and just being able to like, you know, put tough blocks where you want to put tough blocks, put objects where you want to put objects, having multiple different types of like decals. You know, you can make like your dark dirt, light dirt, medium dirt, slick dirt. Put your own little water pond areas on or off the track. You know, all that sort of vibe. Like red clay type module sections, dry blue groove module sections. You know, there's just a plethora of different things they could do with it. But specifically what I think they could do very easily is do like where you can make your track in the Daytona infield and more Daytona style module pieces. That's really what I think their best bet would be to do at this point, and make it free. Make it where you don't even have to buy it. You don't even have to, you know, pay extra DLC money for it. Just do like a free update. I swear to God, you'll make your money back and more if you do that versus making it like paid DLC. I swear to God, you'll make your money back and more from the amount of respect you'll gain from the community by doing that. A lot of these companies have forgotten about the respect and the being straight up with your fan base and your community and not charging them for extra bullshit and just keeping it straight up with them. Like, you know, that's how business works. A lot of the modern day business, a lot of these companies have completely forgotten about that. Like in the first Supercross game, not even having a free ride compound at all in the game at all. You would think they would have just gave you one for free later on, but no, they charge you, make it paid DLC, and they didn't even have a fucking free ride compound at all when the game first came out. And then the one that they do put in there, they charge you as paid DLC. God, Milestone, I can never forget about shit like that because it is so disgraceful when you do shit like that. And that's what I'm saying about how if you come in here and make a track editor update and make it free, you're going to gain so many more fans and so many more loyal customers. You will make that money back. Why don't you understand this shit, dog? It's not all about the spreadsheets. Man, it's not all about that. Even in a money sense, it's not all about that. You make your money back by giving people deals and being nice to people. That's how you do it, dog. That's how business works. A lot of people forgot that old school business model. They're all about spreadsheets and sucking every penny out of you, and now they're having to they're really suffering from it because people are wising up to that shit. But either way, definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see in the track editor. I'll definitely take a look at it. Appreciate all the support. You know what it is, boys.